Introduction. The provision contained here with a specific PAL standard marshalling signal to be used for virtual communication between the aircraft marshaller and the aircraft operator, international and domestic operation, and establish the responsibility of all parties concerned and the requirements of an aircraft marshalling. The provision moreover confirmed with the company policy that in maneuvering an aircraft on the ground with the aircraft moving on its power, the aircraft operator remains responsible for its safe operation. This standard further prescribes that when the aircraft operator is guided by the aircraft marshaller with the use of improved marshalling signals, both the aircraft operator shall be responsible to prevent the accident during the operation. So guys, in layman's term, no, naadiri ang mag-check no, naadiri is the use of this kuan is a specific PAL standard and marshalling signal. So sa atong obso no, so atong move on both domestic and international operation and establish responsibility to all parties concerned and the requirements of an aircraft marshalling. So it means they meet the standard marshalling aircraft. And the provision confirm maneuvering an aircraft moving its own power, no, once gali nga nagmove pa or nagtaksi pa ang atong aircraft, ang responsible ana is the aircraft operator. But once the aircraft marshaller will give signaling or instruction, the both parties, no, the marshaller and also the aircraft operator is responsible for any incident, and they are also responsible to prevent this incident, no, during the ground operation.
Standard requirements. A. Aircraft marshaller when transmitting a hand signal to the aircraft marshaller. The aircraft operator hands shall be plainly visible to the marshaller. At night, the cockpit light should be on to illuminate his hand and facilitate observation by the marshaller. The duties of an aircraft marshaller focus on guiding the planes at an airport. Communicate sila sa pilot through hand signals. Assist the pilot in operations such as turning, slowing down, stopping, and shutting down the engines. Aircraft marshaller 1. Authorized marshallers are A. Maintenance and engineering personnel who have been certified by manager technical training as having passed the aircraft marshaller's course. B. Personnel who have been certified by Directing PAL Development Center as having passed the aircraft marshaller's course. 2. As additional prerequisite to certification, prospective marshaller must pass the required medical examinations. 3. Marshaller must be proficient with all the marshalling signals and also be familiar with the blast areas and allied frequency necessary to the particular aircraft being serviced.
Marshalling signals. There are 12 definitions and rules on how to follow guidelines in marshalling signals in aircraft. First, the standard aircraft marshalling signals presented in the figure should be used by all aircraft marshallers. Second, the aircraft operator shall receive marshalling signals from the aircraft marshallers. Third, the aircraft marshaller shall receive guide signal from wingtip guide. There are 20 aircraft marshalling signals. Hold standby, place yourself, normal stop, turn left, turn right, shock interested, emergency stop, stop engine, start engine, shock removed, moved head, moved back, connect to ground power, disconnect to ground power, straight ahead, slow down, move back, all clear, negative. So those are the definitions of marshalling signals.
Signaling equipment. Aircraft marshalling is visual signaling between ground personnel and pilots in airport, aircraft carrier, or helipad. So marshaller shall give signal using paddles during the day and illuminated ones at night, except when giving signal where use of bare hands. Paddles will be coated with high visibility paint, colored in international orange. Marshaller vest. The marshaller vest should always be worn during aircraft marshalling, whether day or night, to facilitate identification by the aircraft operator. Next, ground-to-cockpit intercommunication system. Ground-to-cockpit intercommunication system is mandatory. When the use of ground-to-cockpit intercommunication is not possible, a briefing amongst the flight deck crew and aircraft marshaller shall be done prior to reporting to hand signal for engine starting and taxi. The following procedure and phraseology are applicable to both ground crew and flight deck crew. A. Tow out in or push back. End of tow out to push back. Before starting, engine cover remove if applicable, nose remove if applicable, chocks and fire guard is positioned, beacon rotating, and replies clear to start. He coordinates with the GEO assigned ramp marshaller above bay assignments and or changes.
Responsibilities. A. Standardization Board, Flight Operation, Standards and Coordinator Division, Engineering or Division. B. Aircraft Operators. So this is a person which operates an aircraft at the time it performs an aviation activity. C. Aircraft Marshaller, who are responsible for directing aircraft in the right position, communication, and a part of aircraft ground handling. D. Chalkman. E. Wing tip guide is a part of the wing that is most distant from the fuselage of a fixed-wing aircraft. F. Manager. The crew manager is hired to act as the senior manager of all crew, handling all aspects of crew management and many HR tasks. The crew managers ensures that the crew deliver the best possible service, coordinating any training or promotions. J. Branch managers, branch supervisor, station agent, online commission agent. H. Managers, technical training, maintenance and engineering. I. Director, Development Center. So is a day or number of days where the participants are actively involved in the assessment of their own and others' behavior as part of their professional development or director. J. Director, Standards and Coordination Division. K. Superintendent's Flight Training is a course of study used when learning to pilot an aircraft. L. Manager. Flight safety or aviation safety is the condition that effective elements are protective from hazard and risk in the operating environment. M. Manager. Materials management or supply.
Responsibilities of a ramp handler. First, to line up, wave in for aircraft arrival 10 minutes before ATA and proceed to respective workstation upon aircraft block-in. Second, to ensure that all equipment and materials needed for the unloading and loading are complete and positioned at the aircraft clearance zone, so 25 feet from any part of the aircraft. Third, to ensure ramp against FOD and obstruction. And fourth, to open the closed containers properly without using too much force, so forcing the doors and the locks closed is prohibited. Fifth, complete unloading baggage within specified time for after ATA. Sixth, to complete unloading of cargo, mail at most 30 minutes after ATA. 7. To secure containers with lock latches. 8. To ensure that there are only 4 containers, 4 pushcarts, 2 pallets being towed at a time. 9. To load baggage, cargo and mail to corresponding position. 10. To accomplish loading of cargo compartment and the doors are secured upon completion of loading 10 minutes before ETD. 11. After the flight, must ensure that materials and equipment utilized in the flights are returned in the respective staging area. And lastly, to line up, wave out for aircraft departure.